and welcome to Experience Share. It's a Pokemon podcast starring me, Greeking,
Sea King,
yeah, a.k.a. Tanner Green Ring, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Fielectrode.
Electrode.
Yep.
That's a good one.
I know, I don't know why I never did that before.
Kind of runs off the tongue.
Like,
Fielectrode.
And then Fielectabuzz, Fielectike.
Well, don't blow them all right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of options there. But
On this leg in particular.
This is a Pokemon show. We play each Pokemon game, gym by gym, week by week. We are in season 4.
B,
right. 4B.
yeah.
And we're in the post-game of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, journeying through the Kanto region. A decimated, sad, pathetic Kanto
A
region.
shell
Although,
of its former self.
I will say, when we were playing through Gold and Silver and we did this, in Gen 2, in those shitty Game Boy Color graphics,
Yeah.
Kanto felt a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
It's still pretty bad in this game. Like, it's still not the Kanto it was in Gen 1 or Gen 3, but it at least looks good.
Yeah, it's like vibrant.
Yeah, it looks nice. Like, when I got to Vermilion City, I almost didn't know where I was. I was like, what is this town? It's so beautiful.
It's got that beautiful marina with all the little
Yeah.
yachts like bobbing gently on the water.
I had to, like, orient myself. I had to figure out where I was.
That fucking guy still didn't finish that construction, though.
I know. I can't believe
God,
it. I went and smashed all those rocks just trying to help out a little bit, you know?
They need a Kanto jobs plan, huh?
I got Quabby out there just smashing rocks. Josh, last week we took on the Elite Four and we defeated them
Handily.
in combat.
Yeah.
And then I whooped your butt in our battle, and I whooped Alex Bug's butt.
I'm only okay with it because you at least retained our IP.
Yeah.
If you had beat me and then also lost to Alex,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we would really have a problem. I mean, I don't love it, but I know, and all the bug catchers know, that it's only because you have out-leveled me.
Or a superior Pokemon player. Yes, we all do know that.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we've got all 8 badges in the... I always want to say Hoenn, but I know it's not right.
It's not Hoenn at all. Johto
Johto
is where we just got 8.
Now that we got all 8 badges and beat the Elite Four in the Johto region, we wake up at Mom's house. You go downstairs. She's still acting as though you've never gone anywhere. She asked me if I wanted my money back, and I was just like, no, you hold on to that.
You didn't need it for bread.
When I started the game and accidentally slammed A through the intro text
Yeah, as you're wont to do.
and got my mom to save money, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go immediately undo that. And then just was too lazy to ever go do it. And I'm surprised at how manageable this Nuzlocke run was with limited money, with giving a portion of my money to my mom after each battle. Like, I still got by okay.
It feels like maybe they adjusted the ratio or something. Like, it hasn't been that devastating. Although I only kicked mine in, I think, around like the 4th or 5th gym. I did check it when I was there, and I think she had like 12 grand. And that's like a substantial amount of game, and she only has 12 grand.
Yeah, I'd have to go look at what she has of mine. It's a lot. But she's also given me some like really choice items. Like this week, I think she gave me like a strength band or something like that. Like something pretty boss, you know?
Muscle band?
Yeah, it was muscle band.
Okay.
Muscle band.
That's pretty good because that boosts the holder's physical moves. I don't know by 10%.
Not bad.
That's pretty good because it's all around rather than just one thing.
Right. But still, despite that, I still had plenty of money. Last week, I had enough money to go buy some vitamins, and my goal is to feed all my Pokemon as many of the vitamins that enhance their speed stat as possible.
That's my
Because I'm
thing.
so sick of your fucking Pokemon just constantly outpacing my Pokemon. I know it is, and now it's going to be my thing too.
God damn it.
I'm just going to feed them all. I think it's Carbos.
Well, yeah, it is Carbos. I have tons of money, though.
Okay, so...
Because I have that. I've been abusing the amulet coin, and then, of course, you run by the Elite Four, which we've now both done several times.
Many times.
So...
Okay, it'll be a speed off. We got a couple of Sonic the Hedgehogs over here.
Yeah.
So anyway, you say hi to Mom. She sends you on your way. I think you get a call from Professor Elm, and then you go visit him, and we talked about all this. And then you were given a ticket by Professor Elm to the SS Aqua, which is departing from Olivine City now. So you got to get to Olivine City.
And this is always my worst part of the post-Elite Four situation where, at least if you're me, you often actually don't have a fly friend and you're trapped in your fucking hometown, and then you have to sulk and trudge all your way to whatever, the most civilized establishment nearby, which is Cherry Grove in this case. And
and you're constantly getting stopped up by like
fucking Hoothoots,
level 3 Hoothoots. Yeah.
And I still was hoarding that money enough that I was like, I'm not gonna blow a super repel on this. I can just make it. They won't bother me. And then I got hit by like 6 Hoothoots.
I like to go through there just to feel like a god, It's like, you dare challenge me.
Yeah.
And then I put out like, you know what I'll do is I'll run Sizor just for shits and grins. Because they're like, Hoothoots like, oh, a bug. I'm going to eat this thing.
What does Sizor look like when it follows you, by the way? Probably cool.
Oh, really weird.
Does it fly or does it walk?
No, it looks fucking weird.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty upsetting. Because it's just a big bug. It's a bug the size of you.
Yeah.
Whereas I imagine, well, let's look it up. Because I kind of think Sizor is probably bug-sized, right?
No, I think it's...
like 4 inches.
I think it's kind of big. 4 inches? Oh, it's my height. It's me.
What is it, 5'11"?
Yeah.
Wow. Yuck.
That's very unsettling.
That's a big, hard bug.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, it looks fucked up. Is it in the sprites? Do they have the overworld sprites in the sprite section?
No.
Look at Mega Sizor's like sexy boots.
And look at the shiny Sizor that's just like a neon green.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Like Scyther. Oh my god. But Mega Sizor is kind of ugly. It's like
got these, like thigh-high boots.
Those like
and a big rump. Look at its rump.
It's got those like elementary school scissors with the little like jagged edges for like colored paper or whatever.
You can't hurt yourself at all with them.
It's like kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Basically looks like Deoxys.
It does look like Deoxys. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah, I think that's a rare case of the regular one being cooler looking than the Mega.
Oh, wait. For other sprites and images, please see Sizor images on the Bulbapedia archives. There's archives?
Oh. What?
Oh, yeah, you can see its overworld sprite there.
I've never heard of this. Where do I go?
Scroll down to the bottom of the sprites section.
Oh, wow. Bulba Garden Archives.
And you can see the overworld sprite there.
Oh, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's too weird. It's just like, it looks like a
weird.
It's just too pointy.
Pointy buff man.
And it's doing this like little like march.
Yeah, it's very distressing. I don't like it.
Although, I don't know what sprite this is where he does like quick punches and his little claws have like little whirs.
I think that's Crystal.
That looks great.
Yeah, that one's cool.
That's enough of us fanboying out over Sizor.
Yeah.
Joshua, we make our way to Cherry Grove City. Pull out our HM friend. Who knows fly? For me, it's Spearow.
Mine's Golbat the Seo Sequo.
Oh, right.
I told you that I watched Train to Busan.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't tell the bug catchers.
It's really good. I actually rewatched it the other night based on you watching it. God,
Wow.
that's a good
Oh,
film.
it's easily the best zombie movie I've seen, and I think it's potentially the best horror movie I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
You steered me right, and that's respite for that recommendation.
Do not watch the sequel.
Oh, I didn't even know there was. Is it
The animated prequel?
Bus to Busan?
I don't remember what it's called. It's stupid. There's an animated prequel on Shudder that's also really good, but the sequel is so bad.
Okay.
Such a disappointment after watching Train to Busan. But yeah, everyone go check that out. It's a zombie movie about a train.
It's incredibly well done, but it's got heart and it's got emotion and character development that you don't normally see in that kind of a film. So
It's kind of like Snowpiercer, except with zombies instead of snow.
the action scenes have a lot of similarities to Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
But hey, that's a fucking fantastic film as well. So, whatever.
Make our way to Olivine City. Sure enough, the SS Aqua is there, ready to depart.
Ooh.
We've got our ticket in hand. We go up to the counter and we say, one-way trip to Kanto, please. And they say, right this way, sir.
Yeah.
And usher you down the dock. Now, I noticed in the notes
Yeah.
that you captured something, and it struck me as weird too, except I didn't realize you could go interact with them.
Yeah.
I was just on the dock on my way to the SS Aqua, and I saw that on the west side of the ticket office was another little, patio. And on the patio was a couple, and I was like, it's so weird that they put these two sprites there that are just completely inaccessible. Oh, well, and I just got on the SS Aqua.
Well, I didn't even make it that far. When I was in the terminal, I saw that there was another, doorway to the left of like the entrance to the docks, and I had to go there before I got on it.
Yeah.
And you go out there, and it's a sailor and a lass sprite. And the sailor is like, if I'm able to brave the journey and I don't perish on the high seas, will you come to Kanto and live with me? And then
is he getting on our boat?
I guess that's the wrong sailor voice. Sailor voice is probably more like,
hey, sailors can have any voices they want, Josh. Don't be normative.
okay, you're right. All right. So that's the sailor. And then the girlfriend is like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. Like, it's like a commuter boat. Like,
that's what I thought. Now I'm
he's
anxious.
gonna be fine. This is a commuter ferry. Like,
that makes me worried.
and that's like the whole dialogue. And there's no like, I was hoping I could like, do something there, but
yeah,
that's it. But it's like very interesting sometimes the things that they choose to like throw in there. They're like, we're not going to make it so that everyone who plays this game can get a vital piece of lore and learn where Giovanni has been for the past 3 years, but we will add in this girlfriend and boyfriend lusting over each other.
At one point, I took a train from Paris,
I've heard of it.
France, to Calais, France.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of Calais?
Yeah. Calais.
And
I have not been there. I've been to Paris, but
my objective was to take the train into Calais, and then I was backpacking across Europe at the time.
humble brag.
My goal was to take the train to Calais and then walk up to the ferry to go to England.
Right.
I took the train to Calais and got off the train and started walking towards the ferry and walked for about an hour. And I was like, where are these dang ferries?
Okay.
And then realized I was walking the wrong direction.
Jesus.
And had to turn around and walk back like another 2 hours to get to the ferry, which I missed and had to like scramble to like figure out a way to get on the ferry. And then once I was on, I was like, I just spent 3 weeks backpacking across Europe and didn't speak any of the languages of any of the countries I was in. It's going to be so refreshing to be in England where people speak English. I will feel comfortable.
Right.
And then I just got harassed by a bunch of old British like hooligans because a lady was on the ferry from Calais to Dover asking everyone if they wanted chair massages. And I was just like, no, I don't want a chair massage. And she kept harassing me. And then these hooligans started like getting in on it too and harassing me too. Like, are you too good for a chair massage? I was like, I just don't want a chair massage. Leave me alone.
What is a chair massage specifically?
It's you sit in one of those little chairs, like it's a little like weird chair so that your like back is all exposed.
Thing?
Yeah. It was really weird. It was a weird like I literally hadn't spoken English to anyone in like 3 weeks, and then the second I finally like meet some English speakers, everyone just harasses me about getting a chair massage, including like a bunch of like middle-aged British men who I think were pretty drunk.
I imagine, yeah.
It was pretty surreal. And that's kind of what I was expecting on the SS Anne. And frankly, that's kind of what the SS Anne is, or SS Aqua is like.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird. It's just a bunch of sailors. None of them are really doing anything. Some of them are literally just napping.
They're all hooligans on this boat.
There's like this little phantom girl who's running around, like harassing people.
And her like grandfather bumps into you as soon as you get on the boat. And he's like, I don't know where my granddaughter is. Can you help me? And it's like, this thing is like, is it even 3 decks? It's like 2 decks.
No, it's 2 decks. Yeah,
and
it's like
12
8
rooms. Like, you can't find your granddaughter.
Hard. It didn't take me long.
But if you don't find her, then you can't escape the boat. So you have to.
Yeah.
That's the quest here.
So you go to cabin, you battle people, and then, of course, you get to the engine room, and it's blocked by a guy who says, oh, one of my lazy sailor buddies is missing. Can you go find him? It's like, you go find him.
Right.
You know how much money I paid for this ticket? You know what the value...
Do you know who you're talking to?
Yeah, I'm the fucking champion of the Sinnoh region. Is it the Sinnoh?
No. Johto and
Johto
Kanto.
region.
I think both, technically.
Yeah, so then you find the guy. He's just napping in his bed. You find the girl. She runs off, hides again. You find her again. You go talk to the grandpa. By the time you've sorted this all out, you were in the Kanto region.
Yeah.
You've pulled up to beautiful Vermilion City.
Vermilion City.
Millie.
I was thinking the same thing, yeah. Beat me to it, of course. But you also get the metal coat from this elderly gentleman for saving his granddaughter.
You do. Joshua, and
That's got your gears ticking.
that's got my gears cranking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I had a loss this week, which we'll talk about in a little while.
I may or may not have had one.
Well, you according to the kill count, you have not had one.
Maybe it's something.
According to our notes, according to the kill count and our notes, you have not had one.
Maybe it's something that's going to be tough for both of us to deal with, and I don't want to say it yet.
You don't want to spoil it. Okay.
Yeah.
I had to quickly fill the slot, and I did with a Pokemon that I'm having fun with, but a Pokemon I've used before, and a Pokemon I swore I would never use again.
Okay.
So maybe there's a Steelix in my future. Wouldn't that be fun?
A Steelix would be fun. Neither of us has done that. I mean, should we just come clean about the structure? This episode is. How are we even going to do this? We all did.
I didn't.
You were still on the episode when we all said that we were doing Cerulean City and Pewter City this week.
I just assumed that that's what it would be.
And Alex got it wrong too.
And this is Alex's fault.
So we once again come cap in hand.
I don't like all this Wii language.
Couldn't remember.
I don't like all this Wii
that
language.
The Kanto region on the back half of Gold and Silver and Heart Gold and Soul Silver is sort of a free-for-all.
It's a bacchanal.
Yeah, absolute bacchanalia over here. Like, you don't do it in the order that you're used to, and we messed up, and, you know...
I didn't mess up. I don't like this Wii language.
Who specifically messed up? It doesn't matter, because we're
You.
a team. And
you texted me.
and
you
we're a
texted me the other
community
day and said, "Hey,
of
how
bug
far have you
catchers.
gone? Because I fucked up."
And
I was like, "Oh, actually, I'm still on
there's
the SS
no
Aqua.
proof of anything that would be able to indicate that anyone specifically made this wrong choice.
I said, "I'm still on the SS
In
Aqua.
any
What-
case,
what's the matter?" And you're like, "Oh, I couldn't figure out how to
we
do anything. You should just
both
do Vermilion and then Saffron."
Went all the
and
way
then
up
Power
to
Plant."
Cerulean from here rather than immediately fighting
Nope.
Lieutenant
Nope.
Surge in Vermilion
didn't.
City, which is what you're
I didn't.
technically supposed to do.
That is what I did.
I did do that, so I can comment on it now, or we can wait. But I guess we should probably just comment on it now,
Okay.
Because there's really nothing in Vermilion other than Tanner mentioned the fishing guru, who you don't get a rod from him now. But
Oh yeah.
he instead gives you a little anecdote where he says that his bro is up at the Lake of Rage and he's looking for big beefy Magikarp. And if you show him one of those, maybe you'll get something out of it.
Is that a euphemism?
That's sort of what I was thinking, and so I looked it up.
What do you mean if you show my beefy Magikarp?
It's just like a dumb, completely worthless side quest where if you show him a few Magikarp, eventually one of them will be the biggest Magikarp he's ever seen, and he'll give you a fucking elixir, and that's it.
Oh, I don't want that.
And then-
I don't need that.
But the Bulbapedia entry did have one piece of trivia that I thought was funny, is that the current world record Magikarp holder is Fisherman Ralph, who we all know is this like deadbeat dad who may or may not be divorced.
And falling in love with a Goldeen.
Yeah, because he is in love with his Goldeen.
Well, speaking of men who are in love with Pokemon, the first thing that happens when you get off the SS Aqua in Vermilion City is a cutscene, because you walk down the dock and who's that off in the bay? None other than Suicune.
Suicune, yeah.
And the second Suicune takes a glance at you, he once again, of course, jets.
Yeah, he prances away elegantly.
And then once again, of course, that fucking freak, this guy who's stalking Suicune.
We seen, you seen,
Uesune.
we seen, you seen, I seen.
Uesune.
Yeah.
He comes up to you and you know, once again, like, talks your ear off about how much he wants to kiss Suicune.
Right.
And you're like, guy, I'm just not interested.
He showed me a picture that he'd drawn of it.
If only there's a website I could upload this to.
People surely need to see this.
Look, I put him in a diaper, and he's also being inflated. I guess back in
Johto?
Johto.
Yeah.
There were the random encounters with Entei and Raikou, but you can get the random encounters with Suicune now that you're in Kanto. So
Right.
keep your eyes peeled for Suicune. And once again, let me ask again, rule clarification.
Yeah.
If I'm in a zone and my first encounter in that zone is Suicune, is that scripted or is that random?
It's random.
Okay, so Suicune and the other legendary dogs are on the table.
Yeah.
Except we've been to every route in Hoenn, so it's not like we can
Johto.
in Johto.
But
So
you
it's
could
not
get
like we can catch those
Suicune,
ones.
technically.
But we could get Suicune. Yeah, okay.
If you manage to run into it first, on a route where you hadn't already encountered anything else and you caught it, you could get it.
That seems like slim chances.
One of the bug catchers on the subreddit, reddit.com/r/bugcatchers, did do this.
Really? The first Pokemon they encountered?
Yeah, here we go. It was Association Fearless 6.
Cool name.
Did catch a Raikou. However, I do think that they did a little bit of mayor cheating technically, which was doing that little trick that you've done before where you can trigger what route they show up on.
Oh, yeah.
Which I guess it's unclear.
That counts.
We haven't outlawed that.
Okay. We'll count it. And that's a rule clarification for all of you. Pokemon Fan Club is still the Pokemon Fan Club it always was, and always has been, and always will be. There's the guy in there, Mr. Pokemon Freak.
Who loves his Rapidash. But don't we all? I mean, we were literally fawning about Rapidash last episode.
Muscly.
We're all muscles. The chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club when it comes to Rapidash.
And you can still, do...
you listen to his rant.
Fucking freaks in here.
And then he gives you a rare candy.
Oh, yeah, which was nice. Because I did not have a lot of time to level this week. Although still managed to level more than you, Joshua.
Yeah, I'm going through a lot right now. Just trying to stay ahead of it.
And then it's on to Vermilion City Gym and LT Surge.
Yeah.
This puzzle is the most frustrating puzzle in the world. I forgot how it works. I sat and clicked fucking buckets for maybe a half an hour.
You can always talk to the gym guy. God, this is the one that you can't figure out?
I did eventually talk to the gym guy, and the gym guy was like, oh, once you find the first one, the next one will be right next to it.
Yeah.
At some point, I was trying to calculate the odds. I was like, how do they expect a child to do this? Yeah. How do they expect a child? The odds on that are so bad. If it's completely random, where you click one bucket and then the second bucket.
This much trouble.
Listen to me.
As a child.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Do you know what the odds on that would be?
No.
Astronomical.
I'm no mathematician.
But then you talk to a guy and he's like, oh, yeah, once you find the first switch, the second switch will be directly next to the first switch. And that
clears it up.
That made things a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clears it up pretty quick.
And then once you're through, you take on Lieutenant Surge.
Whoa.
What?
I ran into Joshy's sweetie in here.
Oh, Lieutenant Surge didn't have it?
No.
Who had it?
Gentleman Gregory, who's got a fine lineup. Pikachu, Flaffy, and then Electrike, Joshy's sweetie. I love this thing. I haven't gotten to run one yet because I keep having weird restraints that prevent me from doing it, but I have always liked Electrike and Manectric.
I don't think I like Electrike.
It's a little electric dog before that fucking Corgi one.
I do like that Corgi one.
In Sword and Shield.
I think Electrike is cute. I'm not a huge fan of Manectric.
It does kind of look like it's got coral or barnacles growing on it, which is kind of weird because it's just a straight up electric.
Yeah.
But I still think it's feisty.
Let me tell you about a Pokemon, Josh. I was facing off against Lieutenant Surge. Keep in mind, I am completely overleveled for Kanto.
You're way over me even, but I was overleveled for him.
Absolutely zero issues with Lieutenant Surge. I think I just brought in Executor and just whomped him.
Oh, yeah, that's a good choice because none of them can really do any effective damage.
Just whomped him.
I actually, similarly, I just put Megadium out and just pedal danced, rest and pedals, all of them.
Beautiful.
Well, Magmarter for Magneton, obviously. Melted it.
Oh, yeah, I guess I did bring in Ninetales a couple of times for Magneton. And did he have more than one Magneton?
He had one, and then 2 Electrodes, a Raichu, and an Electabuzz.
That's right. So Ninetales took care of the Steel types, and then Executor took care of the non-Steel type Electrics. But he had a Pokemon that I didn't like that you just mentioned, who was my You Make Me Barf Pokemon of the week, and it is Electabuzz. I don't think this gen does the updated sprites do any favors to Electabuzz.
I think that's true.
And now that I know where he's headed,
Electivire or whatever,
with Electivire with his little back dongs,
yeah,
I'm just not into it. I'm not into the line. I think Kid is still cute.
I guess,
but I'm just not into the line.
I didn't like that it jumps around and throws a fit. I actually think Electabuzz is okay most of the time. I don't like it in this one either.
Yeah.
And it's no sweetie. I'm just saying I'm pretty neutral on it, but I felt pretty negatively here as well.
You talk to Lieutenant Surge after you beat him. He gives you the lightning badge and gives you a TM for... Gosh, now I can't remember.
Shockwave.
Shockwave.
Which is sort
like
of fucking amateur at this point.
shitty move.
60 damage. Give me Thunderbolt, which I can't buy because at the Goldenrod game corner, that dude doesn't just let you buy coins. Have you noticed this?
No.
You have to just play Voltorb fucking whatever it is. Voltorb.
Oh, I don't have that kind of money. So
Voltorb Minesweeper.
I didn't even bother.
I need Thunderbolt. I want to teach it to my Magmortar.
Yeah, well, like the shitty thing about this is like you're warned when you're coming in that like, oh, the levels in Kanto are a lot higher. You're going to be challenged. And like, you know, Lieutenant Surge's Pokemon were pretty high level. Like I think Electabuzz was 48 or 50.
Oh, no, 53.
53, like that's not fucking bad, but he still just gives you fucking Shockwave.
Yeah, that is so incongruent to me.
Yeah.
Plus the wild Pokemon are level like fucking 20 sometimes.
I know.
I mean, come on. Come on.
And then Lieutenant Surge tells you to head north to Saffron City. So we do.
Uh-huh.
And next up is Route 6.
That's right.
Route 6 is still the old Route 6 we know and love. Kind of a windy path, lots of trainers, and then, lots of grass too. What did you catch on Route 6? Now we're finally... So this is the first catchable route we've got here too.
That's right. Yeah.
Tell me what you caught on Route 6.
Should I?
Yeah, please.
You want to know right now?
I see you glancing at the time.
Uh-huh.
So please just tell me what you caught
Bellsprout.
on Route 6. After this break. You caught a Bellsprout, huh?
Yet somehow didn't have one yet.
Nasty. I did. I had a lot of trouble on these routes finding a Pokemon I didn't already have. So I am a big NA on Route 6.
I had some catches this week. They're not pretty, but I got them.
Yeah. Ugh. So yeah, I didn't catch anything. I encountered I think Bellsprouts and on one of these routes I did catch a Pidgey. I think it was Route 5.
Oh, Pidgey?
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have some fun with a Pidgey at this point.
Would you?
Yep.
Well, you guess what? I think you're probably still going to have opportunities to catch Pidgeys.
I'd love one now.
The fucking Kanto region. Would you have fun with a Rattata too? Cause
no, and I already have those. I got a handful of those.
Today I got a push alert on my phone. I haven't turned on the application Pandora in maybe 10 years.
Well, we're an anti-Pandora podcast.
We're an anti-Pandora podcast. That's why.
Yeah.
No, it's like, at one point Pandora was a thing and I listened to it,
Yeah.
And then Spotify became a thing and I stopped listening to Pandora.
Good.
But today I got a push alert from Pandora for the first time maybe ever. And it was like, hey, just wanted to let you know, Rattata.
Oh my God.
Radio is going really strong. And it was like, Pandora, this is so pathetic.
Wow.
The last thing I listened to on Pandora 10 years ago was Rattata. And you're like,
never looked
hey,
back.
you still into Rattata?
Wow. I haven't heard that name in years.
It was very weird.
Are they still banging Rattata?
I don't know. I didn't
a shot.
I didn't give in to Pandora's prodding on it, but maybe I'll go listen to them on Spotify.
Yeah.
See if they got anything new. Route 6, I didn't catch anything, but I had fun, There's a lot of fun battles here. There's those twin girls with Minun and Plussy.
Minun.
Yeah.
But this is, again, okay, that's one thing because they don't even evolve. But then Camper Virgil, more like Camper Virgin,
nice,
has a fucking Slackhoth at level 43. Come on.
Yeah,
evolve that thing.
Does Slackoff have that truancy thing too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The only one that doesn't is Vigoroth, which is the teenage form.
Oh, okay.
I would get that.
Yeah.
Vigoroth, sure.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's like, why wouldn't you even just have a Slacking?
Sorry, you would get that?
Vigoroth?
What do you mean would get that?
Get it.
He could get that?
I mean, I said Camper Virgin. He has some work to do.
Yeah.
A Vigoroth,
We're on our way to Saffron City. I don't know. Saffron City, it's cleaned up its act a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks better than it ever has because, it's got some different looking buildings.
I think it's gone to seed.
Oh, really?
You wander around, you talk to people. One guy
It hosts the only train in Kanto.
Okay, yeah, train stations are notoriously beautiful, pristine, crimeless places.
Yeah, like Penn Station,
Like Penn Station. I love going to Penn Station and just
the gem
out.
of Manhattan.
I love going to Penn Station, going to that underground maze that's at Penn Station and eating a shitty slice of pizza at Sbarro's.
Desperately trying to find the Dunkin' Donuts because it's
With
the
a bunch
best
of fucking
cuisine there.
Rangers fans, because every time I've ever taken a train into or out of Penn Station, it always coincides with a fucking Rangers game, and there's always a billion Ranger fans in town just yelling at you, and you're just trying to catch a fucking train to wherever, Princeton, New Jersey, to see some theater.
Ugh.
For once. Get a little culture.
Only Ranger fan I like is a Pokemon Ranger fan.
Yeah. God, I hate Penn Station.
Blow it up.
But yeah, blow it up. I mean, I think they did.
No, yeah, that new... I haven't been in there yet. I think it is open, though, but they renovated that old actually beautiful post office nearby. And that's like the new part of the train station.
I don't live in New York anymore, and I did for 12 years, and I think the entire time I lived in New York, that post office was under construction. For the entire 12 years I lived in New York.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go to the Penn Station area anyway.
No.
Bug catchers, if you're not from New York, avoid Penn Station. It's a nightmare.
Don't. It's a trap.
The whole area is terrible. It's just south of Times Square, and it's got like a Times Square feel, except like there's a bunch of Ranger fans around. Or if you're a nerd, it's the nearest stop to the Javits Center.
That's where I got vaccinated. Javax Center.
That's cool.
So I like it now.
I got vaxxed at the Connecticut Center, which is kind of our version of the Javits Center.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's also pretty cool.
Yeah, they host a lot of like insurance conferences, and
I'm sure. This place has gone to seed.
Okay, well, tell me why.
There's like lots of little alleyways.
Yeah, and there's a dude who's like, I feel weird being in this alleyway.
I know, because it's dangerous.
Don't be in the alleyway if you don't want to, first of all.
What are you doing in the alleyway? What do you mean you feel weird? That's fucked up. And then you go to the karate dojo, and it's literally in ruins.
Oh, yeah, because the Karate King is training deep in the mountains, as we all know, in Mount Mortar.
And we know that's a euphemism.
Yeah, we all know.
But like the little like placards on the walls are all falling off, and like it's just sort of like sad. It's a sad scene in Saffron City.
Yeah, and also with I read this because of the notes, but the fighting dojo will be used for rematches with gym leaders.
Yeah. On specific days of the week, you can challenge
if they can pencil you in
any of the 16 gym leaders from the entire game, right?
I think it's any of them.
That's cool.
They all come here, but yeah, you have to go and get their phone numbers.
Right. And then you can
they'll be in different locations, like Bugsy's in Viridian Forest, and then you get their phone numbers.
And then they'll come to the karate dojo, and you can fight them.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Do you know if you get like experience and cash from them still? Like the Elite Four?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. We'll have to do that when we chase waterfalls.
Yes, we will be chasing waterfalls for sure.
Other big landmark here is Silphco HQ. Not very notable, not a lot to do in here, except I will say that there is a secret VIP-only elevator.
Right.
That can only be accessed
under
by
the
Rotom.
Sylph logo. Yeah.
Yeah. And it takes you to the Rotom floor, where Rotom can possess any number of appliances, and you can like change your Rotom around. The very thing I traded a Rotom to my game for, and kept a Rotom and trained a Rotom, admittedly inferior Pokemon.
Yeah.
Was so I could get it to this room and turn it into a fucking lawnmower or whatever.
Right.
But it died, so I couldn't do that.
So you don't get to see the VIP room?
No.
Would love to see it.
Sure, it's cool.
I guess I won't get to see it either.
What a fucking weird thing to include in this game. There's no way to get a Rotom in this game. You have to trade it in, and then you have to wait until you're in the Kanto region to even use it.
I bet Rotom is probably available now that we have the national dex somewhere. I mean, it does seem like, why would they even build this in?
I don't think so. I think you have to
otherwise
trade it in.
They're like really catering for Rotom fans.
Let's look it up. I think you have to trade it in.
Rotom.
But it's like, what a set piece to include for a Pokemon that's not even available in the game.
And it's literally the only part of Silphco that you can interact with.
Right.
The elevator is down, and they've like locked down the whole thing, even though it was taken over 3 years ago.
Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
By Team Rocket.
Trade.
God, what?
What a weird thing to include in this game for a Pokemon that's not even available in the game.
That's fucking inexplicable that they would build that in. And once again, build that in, but you gate the Giovanni lore, and you don't let us fight Giovanni unless we have a special event Celebi.
Right. God. Which, it's not fucking 2006 anymore. I can't do that. So yeah, so Silphco, kind of a disappointment. But then the main attraction, obviously, in Saffron City then is Saffron City Gym.
Yes.
That's not a guy. It's not a guy called Saffron City Gym. I know I said it in a way that makes it sound like there's some guy wandering around whose name is Jim.
Yeah.
But no, I mean Gym. G-Y-M. It's a psychic type gym.
Okay.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Psychic.
It's the teleporter puzzle. It's looking great.
Fewer trainers. Couple of the boxes, Hollywood Squares, don't have trainers in them this time.
Right. And you just bebop around until you finally make your way to Sabrina.
Tough.
She was for you?
Only because, of course, I open with Alakazam because he has Shadow Ball.
Yeah.
And he's level 55. Well, he became level 55 here, but he was level 54.
Yep.
And I was like, fine, I'll smoke him. But Espeon is her opener, and Espeon's level 53, and we all know Espeon's great because I ran it last gen. Mm-hmm. And Espeon's faster than Alakazam, and Espeon also has Shadow Ball, and it hurled a Shadow Ball at Alakazam and got it down to 11 hit points.
Woof.
But then I go and blow the Shadow Ball, and I killed it in one hit.
Let me tell you about a Pokemon I brought into the gym that literally one-hit KO'd every single Pokemon. I didn't even leave to go heal. Not a single Pokemon got a shot off on Scizor.
Oh, wow.
Scizor beat every single gym trainer and Sabrina without even, like, breaking a sweat.
But isn't your bug move still U-turn?
My bug move is X...
Oh, X-Scissor?
X-Scissor, and I have Sword Dance, so I can amplify X-Scissor. And I have Night Slash or something, which is a dark move.
Night Slash. That's how fucking Tony got me with that Sneasel.
I was just unstoppable in here. I literally didn't stop. I just kept going and killed every single Pokemon in one hit.
Well, and that thing was already your highest level, and I'm sure it probably still is.
Including all of Sabrina's Pokemon, I one-hit KO'd every single one of them. It was literally the easiest gym I've ever done because my Scizor is way over-leveled.
Yeah.
Well, we had fun. You know, we had fun in there.
They probably didn't, but...
No, they didn't. No, they surely didn't.
I mean, everybody else was a one-hit KO, other than that Espeon. Even my Alakazam, because I pumped it up, was faster than her level 55 one.
Yeah, well, my Scizor is also super fast. Is nice, too.
Right.
I think Scizor is fast in general, but I did feed Scizor a bunch of carbos.
It's fast.
So it's even faster now. Sonic the Hedgehog.
And she gives you the Marsh Badge and Skill Swap. The TM.
Skill Swap is confusing to me.
It doesn't seem very good unless you know that the other Pokemon's ability is much better than yours. It swaps abilities of the opposing Pokemon.
I have a lot of Pokemon with abilities that are not all that interesting.
Same here.
And if you could go up against someone who has, like, Levitate.
Yeah.
That would be really nice.
That would be great. Synchronize would be great. My Alakazam, unfortunately, has Inner Focus and not Synchronize.
Yeah. And there's some like that like prevent charming. There's some that prevent like sleeping, like Hoothoot's got
Insomnia, yeah.
Some of those would be really nice, but I'm not going to waste a slot, you know? I'm not going to waste a move on Skill Swap.
No, I shan't be teaching this to anyone.
Once again, so just like LT Surge, Sabrina's TM prize is pretty disappointing.
Yeah, they need to up the ante with the TMs that we get here.
Some of these like real Pokemon battle nerds probably have some use case for Skill Swap, but I don't know.
Yeah, but it feels like one of those moves like Trick Room or Baton Pass or, you know, that kind of shit where like you have to build the entire moveset based on it.
Right.
Or around it. Or it's complementary. Right. And I don't know.
Too much work.
I'll do that in one of these gens, but I'm not doing it now.
Yeah.
I'll experiment with something freaky.
Not me. I tried that with
You tried it.
Min-Max. And it was...
Mr. Mime also.
Oh, did I? No, Mr. Mime was a...
min-maxing is separate than like just using a tricky like move set. Because you were doing all the like
tried it with my
light
Mr.
screen
Mime.
and reflect and like
it was too complicated.
Baton
I just can't
Pass.
figure that shit out. I'm so bad at
I know it's good. It's just like I don't think it's fun. I don't think it's exciting.
Any game that has a character that like requires that kind of like level of metagaming and finesse, I'm just so bad at those characters. It's like the Lost Vikings in HOTS.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Like some people are so good at the Lost Vikings, and like I tried to play the Lost Vikings once and it was just like
you have to control 3 characters at the same time.
How to do this.
And they're very often, those are the kind of characters that can be the very best. Cho'Gall, the big troll, where it's like 2 players control it.
Right.
They're often like the best characters, but it's like...
if you know how to play them.
You have to figure out how to play them, and it's like...
I just don't have that kind of time. Just give me fucking Diablo.
which I cannot wait for the fucking Diablo 2 remaster.
They're remastering Diablo 2?
And it's like from the ground up.
That'll be fun.
It's the exact same game, but it's just beautiful.
We'll get in there. We'll fuck around.
Oh, that's going to be a problem for me.
Yeah.
Hold on my calls. But I don't know. I'm not a mage guy in general. You would know this from any of my games, Tanner, like D&D and shit as well. Like I'm more of I want to just get in there and just start kind of fucking shit up. I'll be archers and rangers.
Yeah.
I'll complement it with some spellcraft, but like not sorcery. Really.
I am a mage guy, but I'm not the metagamer guy, you know, like.
That's a little arena chat.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done in Saffron City.
Yeah, so here's where we sort of skipped ahead, where we had been half abiding by what we thought we had to do, and it was that we had to do power plant first. So we
don't love this Wii language. You make it sound like I fucked up, but I didn't.
It's the royal Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went north. There's all these little shortcuts and little guard huts that you know and remember from Gen 1 where everyone is thirsty.
Yeah.
They're all unlocked.
Their thirst is quenched.
Yeah, you have free reign through this whole area. So we went directly north from Saffron to... It's not quite Cerulean City, is it? It's kind of like an off-route.
It's Route 5. It's where the daycare used to be, but now it's just an old crone and like her caretaker, and she gives you cleanse tag.
Yeah.
Because she says evil spirits are following you.
That fucks me up.
It's all those rotoms. It's all those stoves. Haunted stoves.
I tried to resurrect it, and because it was a ghost, it was unresurrectable, but I did manage to bring its spirit back from the spirit plane, and now it's haunting me. So I need the cleanse tag.
Yeah.
This is, I think, one of the few places where I did catch a Pokemon. I caught that Pidgey I was talking about earlier.
Nice.
Did you catch anything handsome or not disgusting or not gloopy-mouthed?
Unfortunately, all of the above. I got a gloom.
Gross.
Yeah, and not only that, it's like, you know, with Bellsprout as well. I have had so many fucking grass types this entire game.
Well, you started with the grass type. I feel like I'm having the exact opposite problem where it's like I keep encountering water types, or like sometimes your only option is like to surf in an area and you like encounter a water type, and it's like I don't need any water types. I have a water type. His name is Feraligatr and he owns.
Yeah.
Like, stop giving me water type Pokemon, you know?
I guess that's our starter's curse.
It's the curse. It's the curse of the starters.
Always want what you can't have.
Route 5 is the same old Route 5. It's always been, I don't know.
It's like a joke. I mean, it's like 2 screens.
It's getting difficult to talk about the Kanto region because we've played through the Kanto region like 5 times now.
We don't have any new comments here. I literally
time running through.
We've got Cerulean City on the like outline for the episode, and it's literally just a bullet point. Like we didn't even write anything about Cerulean City.
I didn't even go into any of the houses in Cerulean City.
Well, no, because this was when I thought we were supposed to do Misty and Brock and Power Plant and all this shit in between, and I was like, I don't have time. I can't talk to any of you people.
I just wasn't interested.
I went to the Pokemon Center and just beelined for Route 9, which is to the east that ultimately connects to Rock Tunnel. But if you surf south from it is where the power plant is.
Well, let me tell you a story, Josh, before we go in that direction.
Okay.
When I got here, I misremembered what the setup was. And I thought the power plant was off of Route 25. So I headed north to Nugget Bridge.
Wow. Well, I did go up here as well, but not at this point.
Which is not Nugget Bridge anymore. There's like a couple there, like gazing out at
it's Lover's Bridge.
The bay. But there's no trainers here. The trainers have instead decided to go north to Route 24 through the winding forests of Route 24.
Which does look a lot better now that they have those big tree sprites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they still act like they're Nugget Bridge kids.
Yeah, but they don't call themselves that anymore.
No, they just sort of like allude to the fact that there's 5 of them. They're like, I'm the 4th, I'm the 5th, you know?
Yeah.
And then you beat them, and there's a guy at the end.
Well, there's a 6th guy who's like a voyeur. And he's like, oh, I thought I could just take advantage of you after you'd gotten beaten up by those other 5.
Fuck that guy.
And I did not write down what his name is, but it's, I think, a super nerd. And have you noticed?
Yeah, he's got like a little Pikachu robot.
Yeah, they got a Robo Pikachu now.
It's so cute.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I like the little Robo
They've come
Pikachu.
a long way from the sniveling, like, loser on the ground looking for his glasses.
Right.
And now they got a Robo Pikachu, which I guess is
Pikachu.
They're getting radicalized over the generations, which is actually quite troubling if you think about it.
Yeah. Oh, and they're getting access to technology that we could never imagine, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that guy attacks you. He's like, I was just waiting for you to finish all of them so that you would be weak so I can beat you. But I still whooped his bottom. Sweet little bottom.
Me too.
And then at the end of all of the Nugget Bridge trainers, there's Ace Trainer Kevin, who congratulates you for beating all of the Nugget Bridge trainers and gives you a nugget still.
Yeah.
And then says, hey, guess what? Like, that was great. You did such a good job. Here's a nugget. But I want to see what you're all about here. So let's battle. It's like, okay, not really ready for a battle. I just battled 7 people in a row, but fine. At this point, I was trying to train up my Jinx, Met Opera. So she was at the start of the party. And I went and took on Ace Trainer Kevin.
Yeah.
And he brought out his Rhyhorn.
Yeah.
A Pokemon that I didn't think was a very big deal. Pokemon I thought I could handle pretty well.
And it's his opener, too.
It's his opener.
Like, he doesn't even think too highly of it.
No. And then Rhyhorn did a move called Stone Edge.
Yeah.
Move I'm not familiar with. And imagine my surprise when he did Stone Edge and I watched Jinx's HP bar just keep going. It just kept going down and down and down and down from green to yellow to red.
Oh my god. Yeah.
To nothing.
Yeah.
Because his Rhyhorn one-hit KO'd my Jinx with Stone Edge and killed it in one hit from full health to 0 health in one hit. And keep in mind, my Jinx was maybe 10 levels higher than his Rhyhorn.
Jesus. This Rhyhorn's level 48, and it's a fucking Rhyhorn. It's not even evolved.
So rest in petals, Met Opera, the Jinx. And also, I gotta say, going to the Met Opera's website and donating $10 to them felt pretty shitty.
That feels really gross.
I've been giving money to, like, bringing electricity to the Philippines and, like, saving owls in northern England and, you know, like, all of these noble causes. And then I was just like, I'm just going to give $10 to a bunch of rich ballerinas.
Yeah.
It was so hard to give $10 to the Met. They did not make it easy. First, they wanted me to include them in my estate.
Jesus. They won't drop that.
I just want to give you $10. And then they're like, okay, $10. Did you mean $100 or $200? And I was like,
how about 1,000?
No, I meant $10. I meant $10. And they're like, okay. And then at the check-in, they're like, you know, you're eligible for a free gift. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll take a free gift. And they're like, you just have to give us $100. And I was like, I'm not giving you $100.
Free at that point.
Met Opera.
If you're gating the gift, it's not free.
I'm giving you $10.
It's $100.
And finally, they took my $10. They really wanted me to up it to at least $100. At least $100. But I gave them $10. Rest in petals, Jinx, Met Opera, my Jinx.
I'm sorry.
I really loved you. You were such an excellent little Pokemon. Beautiful moveset. Really strong. Loved it. But now you're dead. And I've released you into hell.
Tanner, I have something to say about Kevin's Rhyhorn.
Oh, God, Joshua.
One of my darkest moments happened here with Kevin's Rhyhorn. I had my Ampharos out front. That's who I'd been training with the Nugget Bridge kids. And he opened with that Rhyhorn, and I was like, well, nothing doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out.
It's such an unassuming Pokemon. You're like, what the fuck is this, a Rhyhorn?
Bullshit. It's not even a Rhydon, and neither of them is very good.
Okay.
And
stealing myself.
I had one Pokemon that had 87 hit points. Not in good shape. But all of its moves were super effective against a Rhyhorn, and a Rhyhorn wouldn't have any moves that would be super effective against it. So I was like, I'll let it ride. I'm going to put in Poliwrath.
Oh, God, Joshua.
And
CJ Craig.
The Rhyhorn used Takedown.
Press Secretary CJ Craig.
Press Secretary CJ Craig.
My favorite Pokemon, Poliwrath.
Yeah, and one of your favorite characters from West Wing.
That I put the wrong graphic in the level check-in today.
You did, and I did call you out on that because you were making fun of me for getting crushed by you last week, and then I said, well, at least I know what a fucking Poliwhirl and a Poliwrath look like. Your favorite Pokemon, you can't tell the difference between. But Who can tell the difference when they're 6 feet under the ground because the Rhyhorn got a critical hit on its takedown and
fuck this
killed
Rhyhorn.
Poliwrath.
Fuck this fucking Rhyhorn.
A level 54 Poliwrath was killed by a level 48 Rhyhorn by some random ace trainer named Kevin on Route 24. And that's Rest of Petals.
I think Jinx was level 54 as well.
What's happening here with this Rhyhorn?
This ace trainer. Yeah, he is an ace trainer.
You see, I didn't want to tell you because I know it's your favorite Pokemon.
He just took down not one, but 2 champions.
We got through the Elite Four with no losses.
And then this fucking random ass dude took me down.
You gotta just laugh through the tears.
Yeah. Wow. When you teased that you had secretly lost a Pokemon early in an episode, there's no way I would have imagined it was to the same fucking Rhyhorn from the same fucking ace trainer.
Isn't that insane?
What? That's brutal.
And this did happen to me last because I did the power plant first.
Okay.
So I don't even have a replacement for it. This is what happened. I ended last night with this Poliwrath.
That's why you didn't want to battle. I texted you earlier today and was like, "You want to battle?" And you're like, "Oh no, we have Tony coming on next week, so let's not battle."
You don't
want to battle because you only have 5 fucking Pokemon.
I was working until like 8:40 almost. Also, but
yeah, right.
But did that factor in? Sure.
Yeah.
So our kill counts both stand at 5.
5. Yep.
Thanks to ace trainer Kevin. And
10 Pokemon lost in total. I'm out $50.
Wow.
So far.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And he had a Wartortle and a Charmeleon too, and neither of them did it fucking anything. It was only the Rhyhorn.
Just this fucking Rhyhorn. Fuck this dude. Bug catchers, we did take on Power Plant this week as well, but because Josh fucked up the order.
We all did.
Everything is a little wibbly wobbly right now, so I think we'll save Power Plant for next week when we have Tony on again.
Yeah. So in order to lick our wounds and give a little bit more content for us to talk about with Tony, we will save the Power Plant until next week. So
next week, we'll head back down to Cerulean. We'll go out to the Power Plant to find this missing part, and then we will continue from there. Joshua, that saves one last thing that we have to cover off on this week, and that is our level check.
Level check.
So you only have 5 Pokemon. You may as well just breeze through them now, huh?
Second time this season that I have just 5 Pokemon. I'm not looking forward to power leveling whatever it is.
I did it this week, and it was pretty brutal.
I'm interested to hear how far you made it. I am excited at the prospect of choosing what it is because I have no idea and I don't really have any like allegiance. Like obviously I have several water types that I could choose from at this point.
Right.
And maybe I will do that, but I might try to maybe do something like really strange.
Yeah, just fucked up.
I'm going to raid the box and see what's in there.
Wurmple.
For the rest of them though, it's the classics. It's Fred Van Vliet, Ampharos, level 53. Rosencrantz, Meganium, level 53. Tolkien, Alakazam, level 55.
Did you even play this week? What are these fucking levels?
I only did what I had to do. I'm going to have to set aside quite a bit of time this weekend. Wickrackram, Abomasnow is level 52. No change, I think.
Yeah.
Kaladin, Magmortar, level 54.
Pathetic.
And nothing.
And then nothing for that 6th slot. Nothing.
I'll tell you it's a little pathetic. I agree.
Yeah.
You don't need to power level anymore, Tanner.
I got to get this last Pokemon up at least a little bit.
Yeah, but
I'm not gonna. I don't plan on putting any extra effort into any of these other Pokemon.
Okay, I hope so.
Attorney Will has the Gift of Parenthood, Executor, level 56.
Yeah.
3 Rivers, my Scizor, level 59. Blue Dragon, my Dragonite, level 56.
So that's only 1 level.
Save a Fox, Ninetales, level 57. Everglade Fund for Alligator, level 53. And then welcome to the team, a Pokemon that I didn't think I would ever run again, and a Pokemon type that I swore off this gen.
Like 2 episodes ago.
But frankly, I need something to take on your Abomasnow. Welcome to the team, Bug Life, Heracross, Level 42.
The superior of the classic animated films, Ants and A Bug's Life.
Buglife.org.uk. Buglife is the only organization in Europe devoted to the conservation of all invertebrates. We're actively working to save Britain's rarest little animals, everything from bees to beetles, worms to woodlice, and jumping spiders to jellyfish. God, that's good copy. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's clean.
Bug Life, I like it.
That's clean, Buglife.
And especially for like a dirty little species.
Yeah, dirty little bug. How tall do you think Heracross is? Heracross is what, 4 inches?
God, no. I bet it is.
I'm going to go look it up.
I bet it's 4.
Joshua, I will give you $1.
You're coming into town soon. How about you get me a beer if I get
I'll
it
get
right?
you a beer if you're within 6 inches.
Okay. I think it is 4. I think it's 4'5".
You got it, man. It's 4'11". You're just within 6 inches.
I almost said 4'10" was what I was starting to say before that too.
Just within 6 inches.
Yes.
Can you believe that? A 4-foot beetle? Oh, God. I would hate that.
And isn't it already based on like a scarab beetle, which are already in real life?
Based on a rhino beetle.
Oh, rhino beetle. That's it.
Yeah.
But those are already in real life. Pretty fucking
weird.
Powerful.
Beetles don't bug me. I kind of like beetles.
Yeah, beetles are okay.
They're cool.
I even, as a kid, I've always, and since then, I guess, but have always kind of like stink bugs. I don't like what they smell like, but they look cool.
Shitty. You should move to Connecticut. There's fucking a million of them. And the only place they want to be is inside your house. I'll tell you that.
Don't you?
Well, me, but I'm a human man.
Right.
You know? Not a bug.
But if you're a bug.
There's a creek in my backyard.
You don't have a
Go
house? I don't want to be in my house.
Live in the
Somebody's
creek,
house.
Idiot. Jesus. So welcome to Team Heracross.
Yeah, wow.
Kind of having fun with it. It's a pretty fun little
I'm
Pokemon.
jealous. I never caught one this game, so I can't really be that upset.
Bug
I would have
fighting-
loved to swap that in, but
Bug fighting is a pretty interesting combination, and honestly, a pretty fun combination against you specifically.
yeah, although you're acting as though although I feel like, was it you or David where I've been in the scenario where I threw my Alakazam previously in against a Heracross, and I was like, Alakazam is obviously faster than this thing, and then Heracross came in with the, what is it?
I don't remember. I definitely ran a
horn.
Heracross, but I think David did too.
Yeah, one of you had it, and it just came in swinging. Oh, Megahorn is what it is.
Yeah.
Just used Megahorn and was faster than me somehow and one-hit KO on that Alakazam.
I think Heracross is pretty fast.
So I was going to say, Alakazam can still get a super effective move against you as well.
And after I feed it as many fucking carbos as I possibly can, you better believe this thing's going to be fucking shit on ice.
I got
Sonic Hedgehog. Tails the Echidna.
I got plenty of money to burn,
Shadow the Hedgehog.
my friend.
Sort of the dark head Sonic the Hedgehog. You know him? Kind of sexy.
Are you trying to talk about the Sonic the Hedgehog sequel?
Should we start another podcast that's just about the Sonic the Hedgehog universe?
If that's where you're the expert and I'm the amateur?
Nope. I'm not the expert in any way. I think it would be two amateurs just...
I've never beaten
It'd
any
be
of them.
two blind men groping in a dark cave
I've
together.
really only engaged substantially with the live action film
I still haven't even seen it.
starring Jim Carrey. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It took how many years to finally get
it
the
right.
Sonic the Hedgehog design correct, but then wow, they really knocked it out of the park.
Nailed it, huh?
It's second
Nailed
only to Detective Pikachu as far as I'm concerned.
Still haven't seen that either.
Is Miles old enough?
Yeah, I think he would
You
appreciate
come
it
in,
at this point.
maybe when I go out there,
I think he could appreciate it at this point.
throw it on. All right.
You might have fun with that. This has been Experience Share. It's a Pokemon podcast starring me, Greek King, aka Tanner Greenring, and my co-host Fielectrode, aka Joshua Fielstead. Please do rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts, and do follow it wherever you follow podcasts, be that Stitcher, be that Overcast, be that
Spotify.
Pocket Cast, be that Spotify. Anywhere that you follow podcasts, do follow our podcast, please.
Not Pandora, because you can't.
Recommend it to a friend. We're getting close to the end of season 4B here, and we've gotten some Reddit comments and some tweets that a lot of people are excited for us to journey into season 5 with Pokemon Black and White.
Yeah.
I feel like Black and White is the odd man out Pokemon game. It's like the first Pokemon game that a lot of the original Pokemon fans lost interest in and skipped. So I think a lot of those like OG Pokemon fans from the 90s are really excited to hear us explore whatever region that is.
That is personally true for me because that was when I re-engaged with the series like post-college.
Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah.
So, and I believe that this is even part of Pokemon Company's stance on it was that they were treating it as sort of a reboot. Soft reboot.
Well, it's sort of like mature, isn't it? It's a little dark.
It's a little grittier, and all of the Pokemon are new. I think that the region does not have any old Pokemon. I think that was the other thing.
Wow. That's going to be good for my nicknames.
Yeah. We also... We could use a reboot on the nicknames. And our sweeties and our Pokemon that make us barf.
Yep. So that's going to be fun. Maybe tell your friends to hop on at that point, especially if they're Pokemon fans. But
give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at EXPSharePod. Check out the subreddit, reddit.com/bugcatcher, or reddit.com/r/bugcatchers. I hate that /r, man.
I know. What the fuck are you doing, Reddit?
What do they even need
Your
it?
shit together.
And buy our merch at expsharemerch.com.
Yep, we got lots of...
All except for the You Make Me Barf, which was taken down by Nintendo, and we're in a dispute with TeePublic about that.
Oh,
now.
yeah. You're going to have to hang back after this call and tell me what the latest on that is.
Yeah.
I got a copy of it, at least, before it went offline. It looks fucking great. All these shirts are great.
Yeah. And we've seen a lot of great posts on the subreddit in particular. I've got a few. I've been wearing Rested Petals and Mayor Cheat.
I've been wearing the...
Bobby wears Joshy's Sweetie.
I've been wearing the bug catcher shirt. It looks great. I got one for my son, my 2-year-old son, too. First day he wore it, I got it in pink, like bright pink for him, because it looks good with the bug catcher on it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a color combo that works really well for that design.
I can see that.
Got it for Miles, put it in a minute, sent him to school, and it was spaghetti day, and now it's covered in pasta sauce stains. One day.
So it's like a tie-dye now.
To completely ruin the shirt. But whatever. I'll just buy another one, because you know where the profits are going. Right back into my pocket, buddy.
Exactly.
It's essentially free from me. Well, half of it goes to
we
Josh.
actually only get this. We get a sliver of we get a sliver of the commissions, and we have to split it also. But it gets the word out there, and that's what's important, and it's just fun.
Do go buy the merch. You can throw the designs on anything you want, so don't feel like you're restricted to just T-shirts. There's lots of cool stuff you can do with it.
Yeah, stickers.
Joshua, I'm going to take off. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'll see you. I'll smell you later.